Right, hello, so I'm going to be streaming Elden Ring again. I'll say this again later in the stream when more people are on, but I'll be doing a members stream tomorrow. So that way people have a warning that I'll be on doing one. So there's some stuff down there I can get. I assume I'll just get that from this section. Alright, AK. Other than doing videos and working today, I've been playing more of this because I think I'm just going to play this, non-stop now until I finish it. Actually, it's a ladder there. Alright, that's probably how I get around. Might be able to just drop straight down there, but I'll look up here first. And that's the bit where I've already been, so yeah, I guess I just have to drop down there. Alright, Raja, that's how your name's pronounced. Oh wait, no, I've already been here, haven't I? Right, I guess I want to go to that bit and then go from the other side. Ah, cool. I assume you haven't got the PNV 57E yet. I'm assuming it's, you'll get it in like a week or a month or something. But hopefully you get on with it, because I said they are quite nice for what they are. Just wondering if any of these are illusionary walls. A doorway I've just not spotted around here somewhere. Alright, there was a doorway here. That's what was being done. I guess I'm in a place I can summon. Might as well do that. Assuming it doesn't go away as soon as I ride a bit down here. Right, the same thing as yesterday. Nobody start bringing up loads of political stuff in the stream, please, because again, yesterday people had warnings and then they eventually got blocked when they couldn't, stop after several warnings. So I'll just say that right at the beginning of this one. Being killed by the dragon or killed the dragon. Annoying, I don't think my son's doing fuck all to help me against this dragon. summon, if I die to this guy, I'll summon the guy that does the magic attacks, because they look like they'd be more effective. He's not despawned, does he? Has he just gone back to somewhere? Oh, that's weird. Okay. So where's the dragon gone then? So I've not beaten it. Is it patrolling around somewhere? It's very strange. Right, Richard? Yeah, it's doing good. Yeah, and hello, Justin. Ah, what's the good method you found, Justin, other than maybe putting stuff... Oh, and cheers, Clancy. But what's the method you've discovered? Because I know you could probably just tie a bit of string to the zip to make it, you know, like a longer zip cord, which might help. But I'm assuming there's a smarter way of doing it. Yeah, that's not bad at all, is it? If you get in the cool metal case they come in for that price. Actually, saying that, 150 euros is a fucking cheap price, actually, for the E model. Normally, when I've seen those, they've been about 200 to 400 euros. So that's actually a very good price you've got that for. You generally would struggle to get the PNV57A for, like, under 100 euros. So yeah, that's a very good price. As we've said before on here, no, unless it was your last resort and you couldn't get a real gas mask and filter, don't use a homemade gas mask or filter. Right, just for any of the members on, I will be doing a members stream tomorrow at a similar sort of time, tomorrow night. I thought I'd do a stream on Elden Ring and then just give the members a warning. I'll do one tomorrow night, so if any of them come on at different times, I can at least let them know I'll be on. Lock shut for now. Yeah, but the one in Dark Souls 2, Rich, I know you can fight it earlier, but does it just run off if you fight it earlier? Because I've never bothered fighting it earlier, I've always just fought it in the bit where you actually kill it in the boss battle. Like the Duke's, like, pet one, whatever it's called. I know the one you mean, if that's the one you're on about. But I didn't realise you could actually fight it earlier, but, like, not kill it earlier. I've just personally never tried it because because it sits on like the side of a cliff, doesn't it, earlier on, before you go into like the actual boss arena. Oop, getting a bit of frame rate hiccup there. I think it's stopped me. There's a tower up there. Was that the tower that said it was locked, or was that tower? Let's go look at this tower, and then if that's the locked tower, we'll look at the other one. So that's blocked shut for now. Okay, so if I then go... So that one over there, that also might be blocked shut. I'll go have a look. But does that mean if you then fight it in the boss thing, it has less health in the actual boss fight? I don't think your previous comment showed up, Surge. So it doesn't make any sense. You just said you got them cheap, about $20, but there's no other context to it. So YouTube blocked your other comment if you made one, or at least it has to me. Right, what's in here then? Use that. Alright, Dan. Oh, it's gone to top chat, so that might be why. I've already set to live chat once this stream, it's back to top chat, but no, your other comments not showed up regardless. Alright, Rajiv as well. Well, there shouldn't be GP5 filters made after the fall of the Soviet Union. Well, the Soviet Union technically, I think, was 91-ish, wasn't it? It totally collapsed, but in theory, you're not going to get them. But again, it's I don't buy thousands of filters personally to see if I can find one that's made after a certain date. Oh, the MP5 filters. Well, if they've been good, that's good. Oh, that's good to know, Rich, if I ever replay through Dark Souls 2 again, because I didn't actually realise that before. I swear they've done that with a couple of other bosses in the Souls games, but it's good to know.
Oh, again we cross paths. I believe I said my name was Rena when last we met. It pleaseth me to see Torrent hale and hearty, but tarnished. What business hast thou here? I have no memory of inking thee an invitation. No reason in particular thou claimest. Intriguing. Then mayhap wilt thou enter into my service. I am the witch Rani. I stole death long ago, and search now for the dark path, that I might one day upend the whole of it, and rid the world of all that came before. Well, has that
seems a bit of a weird request.
I see. More's the pity. Come to me again, shouldst thou change.
Oh good, I can change my mind, so I'm not locked out of it.
Thyself into the service of a dull witch is not as frightful as thou fearest.
A dull witch, eh? I've already got the PNV57E, but I've never seen them that cheap before. Why they're getting cheaper at the moment is very odd, because they generally always used to be way more expensive than that. Okay, Justin, so yeah, what, you like straighten one arm out, so it actually, yeah, probably means a zip's at a better angle. I'll try that. Because if you're buying ones on the surplus market, John, they're surplus, they're not new. There are definitely new masks being made, but they're not on the surplus market for obvious reasons. Because the surplus market, in theory, is stuff that's not new. Right, Davey? Where to go next? Don't know if I've killed this bird tree thing yet, so we'll have a look. Yeah, especially if it's military. Obviously, if you're buying civilian masks from civilian retailers, then there's no issue because of the fact that they're just, you know, like modern masks made for like industry or like individual use. But yeah, if it's military, it's, yeah, like Dan's saying, it's most likely stolen in the sense that it's not actual real surplus in the sense that it's stuff that's essentially second hand at that point. Trees up the top of the cliff, isn't it? Oh, lots of sheep, whatever they are, to kill. I want their little small bones for making arrows. So I haven't looked at the comments on it yet, so I'll reply to them in bulk probably later tonight. But there's a Diak, the one I was on about came today, so I've done a video on it. But again, that was the thing of, I really couldn't justify paying for it, but it was one of those Diaks I knew where if I didn't get one, when I saw one for sale, I wouldn't see one for sale for years, because of how rare they are. Well, if they're airtight sealed, in theory water shouldn't get into them. If that's what you mean. But again, it depends, because if it's not a very good airtight seal, the filter will be running out anyway. And then if it goes into water, it will get immediately damaged. If it's a properly sealed filter, then it shouldn't, in theory, get damaged by water, because the water shouldn't be able to get in. Yeah, I'm not too bad Halo fan gamer. I mean, but over time you could still have bits of the filter rotting on the outside if it was submerged in water. Because, you know, stuff stored in damp storage where it can get mouldy or whatever is never good, even if it's the outside. Let's try fighting this tree. This might work, I might get my shit absolutely kicked in. Leave my sorcerer alone, big tree. I wonder if trees are vulnerable to fire. I'll try that if I die in a minute. Got my sorcerer, the bastard. That was close. I can't see. There we go. That's another good point, Rich. Yeah, the deeper they get, the higher the water pressure gets, therefore it's easier for water to penetrate, yeah. If you found somebody that will ship you an S10 to the States or whatever for £20, that is really good actually at the moment, seeing as when I've looked into shipping stuff outside of the UK at the moment, even like gas mask weight things would be like $50. or £50. So that's actually really good. That person's actually probably selling you that at a loss. So if they're going to do it, don't discourage them from doing it. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why there's a lot of surplus. I just can't sell outside the UK now because the postage prices are more than what a buyer would be willing to pay for them. You know, and I can't really justify making a loss on something due to stupid postage. What request? I have no idea what you're on about, Halo Fan Gaming. You can, in theory, yeah, you can, I was going to say, you can, in theory, replace the lenses. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it is possible if you can get a spare part. I mean, if you're replacing the lenses, you might as well do both and put polycarbonate in them. So it's actually a lot stronger than the old PVC lenses or whatever they are on the S10 originally. Goodbye. Basically, can you do something so I can jerk off to my weird fetish on a live stream? No, I'm not going to do that. Go on Twitch if you want that sort of content. No, Dan, unfortunately it's not. There are very weird people into weird stuff. Oh, what, Rich, like getting a bit of plastic and then like cutting them to shape using that? That's a good idea, yeah. I know that you can buy replacement lenses for them online anyway. I've had people like do like weird foot fetish requests and stuff on here and just blocked them. You do get weird fucking people come on the comments sometimes. Like, not even ones that are trolling. I think people that literally just want to jerk off. They're like, oh, can you do some weird fucking thing? I think so, Dan. I think that was it. Or like one of those rubber rings. But regardless, I'm not doing it. But there is that Twitch streamer, isn't there, that like is always in like a paddling pool or something in a bikini on a like rubber inflatable thing. And if you could already get a woman doing it, like with big tits or whatever, why would you want to watch me do it? The only jackets I'd be wearing on the stream, like a flak jacket. That's not bad at all, is it? Carbonate A4 sheet. That's not close. Oh, have I not been in here before? What's this then? Converted tower. Erudition guide. What's erudition? Or is it the name of like a character? That's the word I don't understand. Cuckoo glintstone. No, the S10 is 40mm NATO, like all good masks. No commie shit on that mask. Goth filters fit though onto NATO masks, no problem. It's just you can't put NATO filters really onto Goth masks because how the thread pitches work. Again, there's probably some NATO masks where it turns out Goth filters won't make an airtight seal, but for the most part, it works that way round and not the other way round due to like the thread pitches. But if you're in the US, try and get some C2 or C2A1 filters. You can probably still get those within good dates, and they'll fit the S10 absolutely fine. Like, you know, the American standard 40mm C2A1s, like the ones that they issued with the M40 and the M45. Yeah, see, that's a bit much for the S10, but because the postage is good on it and you're in the States, that's actually quite reasonable. Because the problem is, at the moment, is the S10s are high prices, and then people want to charge you... Again, it's not always the seller charging you a silly amount, it's just the fact that it's always a silly amount now to post to the US or other bits of the EU if you're in the UK. Just try and spin it, that's the trick. Yeah, well that's the thing, like I said, it's more just finding somebody willing to ship it to you. That's the main issue that a lot of people, like when I sell stuff, like I said, it's both so I don't have to work out different postage prices for people and then, like, you know, do another form submission based on where they are, or it's you know, also like the thing of like if you're selling something, it's just getting it to somebody quickly, you know, and getting them to leave feedback and be happy with it. Whereas if something's going to take a couple of weeks in the post, it then, you know, leads into more trouble for both people. If it gets lost somewhere, it takes longer to sort out and all that. But again, if you found somebody willing to ship it you, that's good. Is there a tunnel down here? Because it looks like this is the sort of place that might lead to a tunnel. Ah yes, this looks like I'm going underneath that place. Whenever I sell stuff, unless it's a private sale to somebody I know, it's normally just eBay. And then it will be a UK only sale, you know, with the standard sort of tracked shipping kind of cost for it. Oh, what's this little thing? Oh, and actually I'll shoot a wall. What do you mean what mask is good for the USA? There's loads of good masks if you mean gas masks in the USA. Any of the ones that are good in the UK are also good in the US. You know, basically any 40mm NATO mask I've ever recommended is good if you can get in the US. They don't suddenly not become good in the US. Can't stop here, this is back. I mean, I'm normally more used to that when you look up gas masks, you'll eventually find the weird, like, fart fetish shit on there. I'm used to that. Like, not that I've ever bought any of it, but I'm used to seeing it for sale. Does that link back to there? Ah, I didn't realise you could get into the, like, the swampy poison bit through, this bit here, or wherever it was I went round. Okay, so whereabouts was it that I just came out of? So obviously I came out of a swampy tunnel around here, didn't I? Is that that's not the poison stuff there. This is again the poison stuff here. Is this the bit I'm thinking of? I suppose it must have been sort of just linking under there. So I think there's a bit you can flank round here, isn't there, if you get to the right bit towards the end. Yeah, it's finding the right bit. Actually, I want to be really careful not to get knocked off the horse down here, because I don't want to get poisoned. Right, I've been to this area before, but the boss here I might be able to do using my summon guy. What did he drop? Oh, he didn't drop anything, he just smeared white paint on the floor. Okay. Yeah, I'd say for most people you want the C50 over the M50 just because you can use 40mm filters with it, which is a massive advantage. Like, proprietary filters are kind of something I'd always advise people not to go for unless they can get a supply of them. Because obviously a filter where you can only use it for like one mask and you're requiring the sale of that type of filter to fit your mask isn't a very good kind of thing. You know, it's like buying a gun where the only type of cartridge it takes is quite an obscure one. You know, you want something that's fairly standardised so you can always use it. Well, at least they gave you a fraud alert, because like I said, the annoying thing which has been with my bank is I bought lots of legit things where they've cancelled the transactions and caused issues where I have to put them back through, you know, and it's inconvenience to people. Like me and the person I'm buying from, with a fraud alert. But when that fucking money was getting drained from my account, they didn't send me any fucking fraud alerts, even when they blocked some transactions for women clothing for like 200 quid. Like, if they'd have given me a fraud alert a week ago on my credit card, you know, and said, why are you buying, you know, like women's clothing, you've cancelled the transaction, I could have gone, somebody's got my card details, let me cancel my card now, rather than, oh wait, let's keep letting people try and put fraudulent stuff through my card, and then I'll, you know, have to cancel it and then phone you up and spend like an hour on the phone on hold before I get my money back. But, you know, I don't understand the logic of any of the algorithms these sort of things use to determine if something's fraudulent or not. The worst problem I ever had with that sort of stuff was trying to buy my RTX 3090 because it cost a lot. The bank kept declining it, but they did it in a way where an order would go through, then like 10 minutes to an hour later they'd decline it. But they wouldn't, and then they'd ask me did I mean to make the transaction, I'd say yes, and then they'd say I'll go and buy it again then. And I'd do that, and then they keep cancelling it until like the 6th time where they eventually let it through. And again, I'm surprised that the seller even sold it me at that point, because if they saw like so many like made and then charged back transactions, they probably think I was just trying to scam them out of a GPU. But, you know. How many do I need to level up? Another 8k. What's from 1994? What, your filters was that, or something completely different? Because again, I've just seen a comment that says from 1994 with no context. I suppose if you've got sealed filters from 94 and they've got like a 10 to 20 year shelf life on them, that's not too bad actually. you know, I wouldn't bet my life on them, but they'd be pretty good for any sort of inconvenience or like mildly dangerous thing. By mildly dangerous, I mean things that you could probably deal with without having a respirator that might make you feel ill, because I work with some chemicals at work like that, you know, preferably you want a respirator on. If you don't have a respirator, it's not going to kill you, but it might give you like a splitting headache for hours afterwards and that sort of shit, you know. So they're the things where I'd probably open up an expired filter to use, because you know it's going to work well enough to get rid of any of the side effect symptoms. But you know, if I was working with a chemical I knew would kill me, I would wear a brand new filter. And saying that, if the company I worked for did expect me to work with, like, say, that, you know, like endangering chemicals and didn't provide me with a nasty filter, I'd quit my job sooner. But thankfully they don't offer, you know, we don't deal with any chemicals that, well, there's chemicals that could kill you if you drank them or like got them splashed in your eyes, but not for breathing in, as far as I'm aware, the ones I work with. There are some that you really don't want to breathe in that I work with, in terms of, you know, just how long the headaches and nasty the headaches last, you know, where it feels like you're badly hungover, but you don't even have the enjoyment of being drunk the day before kind of hangover headaches. Yeah, it also depends on how well made the filters are, Dan, isn't it, and how well sealed they are. Because there's some filters I've opened that have been old, that, you know, like the seals are totally failed and shit like that. And then there's others that have been sealed so well that you get an air hiss when you open them and everything else, and they've been almost perfect. And again, it depends what you're using them against, how well sealed they were, lots of factors. But again, there are some companies that I don't like I think Scott does this, although Scott's not really around anymore, where it was fine with their particulate filters, but with their vapor filters, they just put them in a vacuum sealed plastic bag. And it was really easy for that in like transport or storage to get punctured, and therefore, you know, start cutting the life down of the filter. Like, you know, they didn't do the sealed caps on them plus a vacuum packed bag, they just did the vacuum packed bag. And it wasn't a particularly strong vacuum bag either, because I quite often got them in the post and noticed little cuts in the bag. I don't think that was the only reason, Dan, but you can see where that's a cost cutting exercise. Like, I've still never done a video on them, but I bought some in-date 3M filters from Prepper's Shop, and those were quite well sealed, as in, like, they came, you know, with, like, the proper, like, plastic tabs in both ends, which were then, like, security sealed. I don't think they were in airtight packaging, but, you know, they did, at least, you know, they were at least, you know, done to a fairly good standard. Let's just jump back there and then redo this bit to get the number of souls I need to level up, that I can go do something else. When I say do something else, I don't mean quit streaming. I mean go somewhere and not worry that I'm going to die in a minute. You know, without leveling up. I do need to buy some more arrows. Yeah, exactly, that's what the FP5 and the Avon filters are normally like. They're either in a sealed plastic thing with like some sort of rubberized seal, that, you know, and then the filter's sealed in that, so you've got 2 layers of sealing basically, and you know it's not been tampered with. But yeah, the vacuum packed foil ones are good, where like, yeah, the filter's sealed and then it's in an airtight thing, so you can see that the foil is still completely sealed because it's like really tight against the filter. Yeah, the GSR one, my ones actually were fine when I opened them, but I still didn't like the fact that the filters weren't individually plugged. You know, it was just in a foil bag, because you'd hate to have had them in procurement somewhere, you know, and then once they were handed to you as a soldier, like open your spare filters and put them on your mask, find that the bag wasn't quite airtight and your filters had been degrading. But yeah, I'd say definitely 2 layers of protection is what you want on a sealed filter, just because it gives you a lot more confidence that it's going to do its job. Oh, I can actually... didn't realise that. Summon these guys in this area. Yeah, that makes farming these guys even easier, because I've got a thing walking around that can damage them. Right, I've got enough souls to level up now, but I might as well farm a few more while I'm here, just because that means that I can go do some weapon upgrades and that as well after I've leveled up, or buy more arrows or whatever else. And I might try that bridge again where I kept dying yesterday. That might be a good idea. How slow is that thing? Yeah, he's fairly slow, isn't he? So it's alright if you keep an eye on him. See if we can finish that thing up on his own. See, the annoying thing is it seems he sometimes doesn't use his range attacks. Because again, when you're fighting those fucking things in the mine, they spam the range attack at you, but when you're fighting, when you're using the summoned one, it seems he's a bit like, oh, I don't really want to use my range attack, I'll just keep trying to, like, hit you with my melee weapon from far away. It's very outdated, Clancy. The MC1 is the sort of GP5 era of mask. It's the Polish equivalent to the GP5 in the sense that it's a civil defence mask. If it's been sealed well enough and all the valves are still holding out, with an in-date filter it will work. You know, I wouldn't put much trust in it in that sense, but if you're going to go for a mask like that, see if you can find a Czechoslovakian CM3, because it's the exact same mask but built to a higher quality standard. As in the sense that it's, I'm trying to think of the word, basically the same face piece and mould, but, you know, it just has higher quality rubber. So it feels a bit more comfortable, you know, and out of the two I'd much rather wear the Czechoslovakian one. The Czech CM3 is way more comfortable, as it, you know, it's the exact same designer masks, it just has better straps, better rubber kind of thing. So, you know, when you're wearing one, you'd much rather be wearing the CM3, I can guarantee you that. Unless you were allergic to one form of rubber and not the other, kind of thing. Let's go back to the thing and level up. There's one of the dungeons I want to do that I failed at yesterday, but I can't remember whereabouts on the map it was, so I'm going to have to try and find it again. Vigor would take me to 833. I might do strength actually, just to hit a little bit harder.
Greetings. Are you here for spirit tuning?
Oh, that's annoying, I've not got any that I can level up that are equipped. Oh, there's ones that require ghost glow. Okay, I guess these are the more elite ones. I've not tried any of these, but I probably upgrade the Archer. I think would be the most useful. It's also the most expensive, which probably means it's the best. Okay, when I've got more things, I'll do that one.
Well, I took you for dead, no matter it's all about your arms.
I'm just going to sell all this shit off to just get as much money in as possible. Except Infinity Stones, because I like using those for crafting. Right, is there any of these I can strengthen? I might do the scimitar up a couple of levels actually. Now I'm out of smithing stones to do it, so that's fine. Just because the scimitar's similar to the falchion, a bit faster.
Greetings, are you here for spirit?
Right, let's do some spirit tuning then with the Archer. There we go, that's her done up as much as I can do her up for the moment, at least some money I've got. He might not necessarily have breathed in asbestos, it's only if the filter's leaking you breathe it in, but you don't want to risk it. I don't know, Dan, but bear in mind there's the Scott FRR, which is 40mm, so you could do that with that. So it's probably a Scott FRR in a certain configuration, because it'd be very easy to do that with an FRR. Or just a GSR if you mod it and take out one of the things and turn one side into 40mm. Right, so which dungeon was it where I was dying before? Was it this one? Cave Catacombs, let's see if it was this one or was it another one. I don't think this is the one, it's the most advanced. I think I've already done this dungeon, but I will have a quick look. Do these add any weight so you put these guys? Yeah, no, good. I need to deal with that skeleton then. Oh, the plant's coming after me. Right, where was I? I want to put the Archer bird on, don't I? See if she's any good. If I've even got enough FP to summon her, I might not. So I might have to just keep upgrading my FP every time I level up now. So I've got enough to actually summon her if she's an expensive summon. Yeah, how much does she cost to summon? 74 FP. I have got 81 when it's fully charged, so yeah, I probably ought to put some more points into FP. Yeah, and yes, I have done this dungeon, I remember doing it, it was on Evolutionary Walls if I remember right. So it's not this one, but there was the one where I died the other day where there was 2 bosses in the dungeon. And that's the one I want to do, because I want to see if I do a summon, if that will make that boss kind of more manageable. But I have to remember. Again, I wish you could get them to be ticked off once you've done the dungeons. No. Maybe it was this one? No, it wasn't, because that minor Catacombs has a big bear that's really strong at the front, so it wasn't that one. It was on this bit of the map, but maybe it wasn't. Norm tunnels and mining plays. I think I've done both Tombswood Catacombs and Earthport Cave. I'm sure I've done both of those. That was the first one I did in the game. Maybe it was up here somewhere. Both bottom catacombs, let's try this one. Alright, Bloody Monday, or Dan. Yeah, not too bad. I'll do a members stream tomorrow, by the way, if you want to catch it. I'll probably start it just after 8, do an hour, and then if you come on, you'll at least catch some of it around this time. Like, you know, an actual members one with the webcam. But, it might have been this one. I can't remember. What was this one? This is the one I think it is. It's where you have to jump under that place where the lift goes. So maybe it was this one. I mean, it's possible, Clancy. It's just it's a bit unsafe doing it. So don't. If you're gonna do that, don't do it in your house. Go to some sort of shed where you can clean it out easily. Wear a good like P3 dust mask, you know, P3 respirator type thing, and then do it very carefully and clean all your tools properly afterwards. Or is that a bottomless pit type one? That's a bottomless pit type one. Maybe it isn't this dungeon. This has already gone badly. Yeah, it's generally easier dealing with these guys with a falchion, isn't it? Because it's easy to swing around. Why is my falchion not on the quality falchion? I need to fucking respec that now. I don't know why it's fucking changed randomly. That's irritating. No, I've done this one because there's the boss room. Or have I done this one? Because if I've opened the door, it doesn't mean I've actually killed the boss. No, I've killed the boss because the room's empty and there's no fog. No. But yeah, there are, Dan, like you say, there are people who have 3D printed like filters to the exact size and like painted them to look as close as to the real ones as proper as possible. They're also lighter, which is nice. So it wasn't this cave. But I am just going to respec my falchion, so it goes back to the stats I want it to have, because I don't know why it's randomly changed. So I need to do Ashes of War, falchion, quality. There we go. I see stat scaling, so it's immediately got better again for my build. I don't know why that changed. But right, anyway. So it wasn't this catacomb. So which one was it? I think I've done Road's End Catacomb, so it's not that one. The Crystal Tunnel will be like a mine, not a catacomb. Crystal Cave again isn't going to be a catacomb. I'm really confused now which part of the map it would have actually been on. That's the one I did just now, wasn't it, that I've already done. Again, Gale Tunnel isn't a catacomb. That Erd Tree Catacomb definitely isn't the one because it's got a really strong bear enemy in it. Oh wait, no, that's Dragon Barrow Cave, isn't it, with the bear in? Oh, that's why I'm getting confused, because there's two right next to each other and it could be either one. Let's try Dragon Barrow Cave, and if it's not that one, I'll try the other one. I think that's why I'm getting confused, because they're both kind of like similar looking places on the map. And again, it's the annoying thing that you can't like put a tick symbol on them or whatever once you've done them, so you can just filter out the ones you don't need to go back to. Right. This is a cave, so this probably is on the bear in, is it? Yeah, this is the one with the bear. Okay, so it's not this one, it's the other one, I think. Right. And it says cave, not cat's cookie. Yeah. Something just randomly died and gave me some free songs. Don't know what that was. So it's the one here, isn't it? Yeah. Minor Ertrud Catacombs. This is probably the one. Because again, it's the one. I know I've unlocked this one a few days ago. Like I said, I just ran to it before I even did the boss near it. So yeah, it's probably this one I was looking for. If I'm right, I take the lift down and I send the lift back up, and I need to go under the lift. Now I think we have a winner. Things I think you have a quick click, raise his strength, so restores HP. Do I more appropriate. That's the one that heals you when you get the backstabs or something. How's it going? I mean, that one might be useful, the hammer talisman, when you're just hitting somebody constantly that's got a shield up. That one's good, the arrow one, but that's only really useful when you know you're going to be using the arrow a lot. Both of those are very good put together. Again, they're mostly when you want to just do a particular thing. Razor's maximum FP one is probably quite good in the sense that you can use it if you're going to be summoning a thing. Let's try that one for a bit. So yeah, it gives you slightly, but not very much more FP, that's the only thing. Right, good, that rock type stuff is actually going down this time. So, we want to get her ready, don't we? Latina, there we go. We'll see if she's any good against this boss. If not, I can try other ones against this boss, but the reason this boss was hard is because there was two of them. But she's getting her ass kicked anyway, that's the annoying thing, because it seems that she doesn't take evasive action. It's brilliant. Yeah, she was a useless summon then, but at least against these guys. The skeletons are actually quite good summons, because a lot of the bosses don't finish them off early, so you can they keep coming back and just acting as a distraction. At least I can resurrect directly outside the door of this place because there's a statue thing. What is it with the Souls games having like two gargoyle things you have to fight at once? try using a different summon. I reckon these skeletons might be good for this, just because they keep resurrecting, assuming that the guys focus on me, and I can just keep evading them while the skeletons poke them to death. What do you mean by a riot-controlled issued gas mask? Because, again, if it's a police-type one, and it's a regular, like, military-style mask, and you can put whatever filters you want on it, that's good. If it's something that's only designed to stop CS gas, then, unless you really like the look of it, I'd say no. Right, I'm going to change that talisman there to something else. Might just go with the increase in attack power of arrows and bolts. Let's try, before we do the skeleton one, let's try this guy again. The prawn thing. What happened there? That prawn's getting completely fucked by the fire, isn't it? So it makes sense that a prawn would get cooked. Right, yeah, I'm not using prawn, it's useless. Yeah, exactly, Rich. It's just the problem is they seem to keep moving, you know, to help each other in a sense. So you can't, and it's not like the gargoyle type fights where sometimes you fight one and if you get its health down quick enough you can deal with it before the second one comes in. Right, this time let's try Skeleton Militiaman, because although these are technically some of my lowest level ones, they're actually good in the sense a lot of bosses don't manage to kill them very well. Some do, but a lot of them don't, if they, especially they don't constantly do an area of sort of effect attack. Oh, motherfuckers actually kill them on the ground, these guys. Do they? Hang on. Oh no, they are stopping. I think. Oh no, they got one of them. Right. Scepter one is the most annoying, so if I can get him taken out. Right, that's Scepter down. Right, that's a good start. Okay, now we just have to worry about Sword. Right, come here, Sword, while he resurrects. That's it. Now try and attack two of us at once. Oh, bless him, he's just going to keep spamming his jump attack. Yeah, that bit. So it seems like, yeah, the Skeleton Militiaman is kind of useless at hurting this guy. But he's very good at distracting him constantly. Oh, he got the final kill, the little skeleton. Ah, well done, skeleton. Oh, I've got mad pumpkin head ashes. Again, that might be interesting. I don't know if it will or not, but, you know. I quite like these ashes now. I've kind of worked out a bit more how they work, because they are quite good with some of the bosses of having, like, a customizable summons for each boss. Any World War II mask I would not recommend. I mean, some World War II masks aren't that bad in the sense that you can put replaceable filters on, but, you know, why would you trust your life to a World War II mask? I certainly wouldn't. Yeah, cheers, Rich. Well, the skeleton was helpful, as I said, because he just kept jumping around and doing his thing. So we'll see if there's any more upgrades I can do to one of these. Ones. The good thing about those catacombs is you also seem to keep getting the upgrade for the ashes things. It seems like the catacombs, the ashes kind of farming and how good I can. So I can do another update to her, because she looks like she'd actually be quite useful if I used her on the right sort of boss, if she's just a really strong archer. But yeah, I don't have any grave or ghost glowwort level 5s, or glovewort even, which are the ones I need now for those.
Well, I took you for no matter, it's all out your arms then.
I could in theory put a smithing stone on that, but that's completely pointless. Right, it was the scimitar, wasn't it? Oh, I need smithing stones too, and I don't have those. I mean, I can technically buy them, but what's the point? I might as well just go fill up my inventory of arrows again. I'll do that here.
Always up.
328, that's a good number of arrows. Right. Where do I want to go? I could try the boss that's at the top of this castle place, which is quite an interesting sort of weird boss. But it's a two-stage boss. The first bit is really easy once you figure out the puzzle bit of how it works. The second bit is kind of like a frustrating bit in the sense that you have to do all the stuff again when it kills you. But I'm wondering if I can do a summon just as I'm about to finish the boss off, and then basically be able to, what's the right word for it, you know, like finish the first bit off and then rely on my summon to help with, you know, the harder boss bit. Again, the boss I'm going to do now is one of those bosses where I just wish they put one of those things in there like they had with that other boss, you know, where you could immediately just go back to fighting it again as soon as it beats you. But because it doesn't, I keep getting fed up trying this boss, even though I've come quite a few times very close to beating it. Just get rid of these guys, just so they don't hit me in the back. I don't know if these guys even do ever hit you. They seem to run away from you all the time. I'll risk it. Right. There was an annoying, like, Black Phantom type guy here, but I've killed him now. And again, every time you get killed by the boss, you have to wait for the lift to come down every time. It's one of those quite annoying ones. I know that, like, in Demon Souls and all that, there are far further checkpoints from bosses. It's just these type of ones annoy me, that if they are going to do more of a kind of easy checkpoint system, they could at least put one outside the boss room just to save you doing all this bit again. Yeah, that was the point I was just making, King, that why not have one of those little grace markers if it's, you know, even if, because it's not very hard to get to this boss. Get up, bitch. Drink my pestis. Right, now to find the singing ones again. Yeah, I didn't realise the first time I was doing this and taking ages to do it, like not the stream, but you can actually hear the ones singing that are the ones you have to attack. I didn't realise that. I was like just randomly going around trying to kill all of them. What was that attack? I guess one of the psychic ones, like launching something bigger than the Right, now let's do a summon. Oh, I did the wrong summon, but let's see if it works anyway. I think any of them will be useful, but I don't want to sit for a cutscene every time I get to this bit. Right, there we go. Ow! I'm blasted by a big beam. Probably because I don't know a move set yet. It's the moon. That's no moon. Which bitch? Oh no, the moon's gonna hit me. Oh no, it's like Zelda. That's not very nice, that spell. Yeah, that's ready. So she's got some dogs out there. Oh great, they disappear on their own, that's good to know. The moon again. Oh no! Oh crap, that was close. Oh no, not you. Alright, got that. Let's just be a good. A dragon? Oh no, not a dragon. Help me, I just want to shoot you with a bow. Shut up. Here comes a giant. Run, 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 run. Oh, motherfucker! Oh, so you can't see. Again, there's not a lot of universal answers for this. It's kind of how long's a piece of string? Right, now time to do that entire ladder sequence again. Well, not ladders, but you know. I'll try summoning the archer bird this time and see if she's any better. Again, it's more just when the thing doesn't attack the thing you want it to attack. The skeleton guys are good distractions, again, because she doesn't tend to kill them, but they're still, you know, a bit annoying for it. Come on, is there a little invisible wall there? Oh, fucking hell, there is. Yeah, look at that. Arrow sticking out of nowhere. I don't think I've got any better armour than this for magic defence. At least not ones I can fast roll in. Yeah, at least not that in that regard. Nah, I think I've got the best gear I can possibly put on at the moment, Rich, for magic defence. Was one of the equipment things raises your protection to magic? I was wondering. It increases your HP, that might be useful. The stamina recovery one might actually be useful when I'm just wailing her. Or the raises strength, because that just means I hit harder. Let's try the raises stamina one, like recovery, because that, again, that might be useful just when I'm wailing on her with the thing. Shut up. I didn't get away from it.
Come, sweetings. Time to be born.
Get my thing up for the bow one. Let's try the bow one. And again, we'll skip this because I have no interest sitting through it. Ow! Yeah, again. Oh no, I don't want to. No, I don't want this two-handed. I want to have my shield out game. For fuck's sake, the fucking control scheme in this. Why can't you just press Y to go back to the controls like in regular Dark Souls? See, there's stuff in this I really don't like. Like, I don't think you can turn that off, but like when I press Y, I want to just be able to do it with Y, not Y and bumper, because it doesn't seem to work all the time. So now I'm just gonna... Let me change my weapon actually for the falchion for this boss. It might be a bit easier with this, actually. But regardless, that's just like one of those things that pisses me off, where the game just doesn't control like you want it to control, because that's not, you know, like when you're making a mistake in a sense, it's because the control scheme is stupid. And again, I know it's my mistake because I didn't do it right, but still it's... Am I fat rolling now? For fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm fat rolling, brilliant. There you go, that was sorting out fat rolling. Just went over the torch for a bit. Well, in Weatherspoons, do you mean, Rajiv, when you say spoons? Or just where I was like yelling motherfucker and stuff like that. I do enjoy these games, but there's times when they're frustrating and not in a good way, like that, where it's like you get killed because the controls don't actually do what you want them to do. That's, I'd say, my biggest problem I've found with Elden Ring so far, is how they've changed the two-handing control, rather than it just being a case of press Y to, you know, switch between one-handed, two-handed. It quite often seems to do this thing where it doesn't want to switch, because you have to do Y and a bumper button. And then it sometimes thinks you're actually just trying to do one of the attacks if you don't time it right. I've had no problems with that at all, Rajiv, but again, I'm running out on a 3090, so I probably wouldn't. But I've heard there's a lot more problems with stuff like that on consoles, in all honesty, with this. Because I think Rich was saying the PS5 version runs worse than the PS5 and playing the PS4 version of the PS5. But again, I guess that's because the PS4 version runs at lower res and all that. See you, Clancy. Oh, fuck's sake. It's now the... Come on. Oh. Hit the bitch. There are times in this game where I swear the controls just randomly change when you're like trying to hit things. Like, oh, I don't want to do the regular swing. I want to do a different swing. There you go. So when it does the downward swing, it's alright, which is normally always seems to be the first attack of the sword. Right, now let's get away before she explodes. Ah, there we go. I didn't get that this time. Is this where she launches that powerful attack? Because if so, I'm just going to stand here. Ah, yeah, that's it. She launches the gravestones, yeah. So you can shoot with that by standing here. Right. Right, I'm going to go kill your kids or whatever the fuck these little girls are. Done that, so now we summon the archer and see if she's any good, and then hope I don't die frustratingly again from, at least I'm not dual wielding, am I, at the moment, so when I'm not going to die in an instant. Oh, she killed my fucking archer already. Oh, for fuck's sake. The poor guy was like, I'm gonna stop streaming now because I'm at the point where I just want to punch my expensive TV into pieces. But yeah, this boss is stupid just because of the fact you don't have the thing right in front of it. so half the time it's just running through really easy enemies to get to the boss. So yeah, I'm going to level up some more before doing this one, just so I can get my magic defense up and just kind of choose my way through it, because it's just frustrating me now, kind of the randomness of some of the attacks. And I know some of you are like, oh actually you just need to get good because you could just roll out the way of all the attacks, but I don't have the patience to learn all of the fucking like charge up moves before you know. So anyway, see you everybody, have a good evening, and I'll be on for a members stream tomorrow, just a webcam one.